I'm sure that's Grace. Oh, 5 viewers.
Ooh. So are we live?
Yeah.
Can people hear us?
I think so, yeah.
Shall we start?
Yeah, maybe we can wait 1 or 2 minutes? Because it's still rising.
We'll just wait for a few more viewers to connect.
Yeah. Someone dropped. They didn't like it.
So I think we've got about 8 people that have accepted my invite. So
that should be about it.
yeah, we've got 6 viewers now, so maybe we'll make a start.
Nice.
Hello, everyone. So welcome to our little demo of where we've been to and our first kind of show and tell of what wonderful Johan has been doing for VBA Mobile. So since July last year, we've been doing a bit of roadshow, gathering information on what people would like around a mobile recording tool for Victorian Biodiversity Atlas. So many of the people that we're going to be sending this link out to have contributed to that. So it's a little thank you, and just to sort of show you what we've done. And at the end of this session, we'll going to be sharing the links to the tools, and then we'll also give you a little questionnaire. It'd be brilliant if you could fill that information in, and that will help stimulate the next final part of the challenge. Which we have Johan left with us until the end of June this year, and the aim is to have as our kind of a minimum viable product as a sort of VBA mobile recording tool for general observations. So we'll kick off just kind of doing a bit of a background of where we've come from, and then we'll show you the tools. So I'll just quickly mention that this challenge was originally funded by Department of Premier and Cabinet as the Code for Victoria challenge, and DELP and Parks Victoria collectively won the award of 3 fabulous coders. So we had Johan, Veronica and Fred that came and worked with us. As I say, I've only got Johan left now, but still an amazing job. And then, oops, sorry. Let's go back one. Initially, we spent a bit of time just going around trying to sort of gather what are the key barriers for people using the current Victorian Biodiversity Atlas, and also what features and key functions people would like in terms of trying to create something that was mobile. So we scootled around the state. I think we did quite include a few extra ones on here as well, but we've been around, we've been gathering information, we've been talking to a whole range of stakeholders as well, so from within the Department of Parks Victoria, consultancies, field nets, museums, herbariums, friends of groups, whole raft of people to just try and understand, as I said, key barriers to recording data, and then also how people are using Victorian Biodiversity Atlas. So Johan, I'll hand over to you about the process.
Yeah, so that's just to showcase a bit about our work. So I will share the link in the description, but basically you can read through our process and discover what we've discovered during the past 6 months. So everything is open and you'll be able to see the whole process. So that's one of the first pictures of our first trip to Benalla, where we kind of discover how people were using the VBA and how they were actually interacting with the system, and how they were actually not using the VBA as it should be used, which is on the field collecting the data, every kind of data actually. So yeah, just to give a bit of explanation about the VBA architecture. So because we were only here for 6 months, we end up using tools that that didn't modify the current system. So we were able to iterate quickly without asking for development environment. So we just plug on top of what's already existing. So we open up a couple of APIs. One of them is actually being used and reused by a different team. It's the VBA species API. So basically you'll be able to query the official Victorian species list and get some information about it. And we also work with different organizations like Museum Victoria, Royal Botanical Garden, and Atlas of Living Australia. So we sometimes ask them to make some small modification to their API so we could use them, and some other like the herbarium to actually open up their data set. So just to show you a bit about where we are at now, I think we're gonna demo.
Yes, let's show you the main VBA scan tool.
All right. Which one? Or should we start with the VBA mobile?
Yeah.
Okay. So then we can talk about the. All right.
VBA.
So the goal with this prototype was to showcase how we could actually use the VBA to enter data while on the field and to actually be able to see your observation. So you could navigate, see your existing project, and then contribute to existing project or simply add new observation. So that's just a prototype. And
so this is basically trying to look at how we would build a mobile tool that interacts directly with the Victorian Biodiversity Atlas. So it uses your login details, and it also caches or plates all your observations in one place, which currently isn't that useful or easy to do within the desktop application. And the aim of this is to make a very simple one-page form to add new observations. So it works similarly to the current VBA. It's got the mandatory fields in there. So once you start searching, it should be predictive search and find the information, which is being demonstrated here by my lovely assistant. And so you can very quickly, compared to the desktop application, actually enter records. So the idea is this is designed to be done on the go. So when you're actually out in the field, we're adding an observation in this instance to an existing site. But if you're out in the field, you could also do get my location and get my time. So some of the standard mandatory fields are pre-populated by using your device's built-in information. So it should make it a little bit easier for you to use. So this is kind of like the prototype. This is where the guys started working with us. But then there's a huge amount of work that went into creating this in terms of the services that talk directly to the VBA. But it's kind of not quite as developed. So one of the questions we're going to be asking you guys to help us with is like, how do we better design this in terms of look and feel? But it's fairly intuitive, we think. But please leave us your feedback as well around how to quickly enter an observation.
So yeah, that's what we spend the first months of the fellowship working on. So like Mel say, mostly the hard job was to open the data and to be able to actually access the VBA and be able to use our own tools to make a new layer on top of the current data set. So that's in the making of being made, how can I say that? Production ready would be a good way to put it.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, we listened to some of the feedback that we want to be able to actually see what's been already recorded. So we made an app called VBA scan, but the name is subject to change.
Yes, any suggestions for namings?
We should have a name suggestion on the form. I forgot about that.
We can add it in.
Yeah. So basically, you can specify a search radius, and then you'll be able to search for the species that are around you. So this is using the device GPS and the VBA. And so that way we're able to see what's available around you.
This is a live update. The browse function is not working.
Live demonstration. Let me refresh.
Yeah, so this is kind of like a separate feature. We're looking at how we integrate this into the general observation tool. So the idea is this is looking at all the published records in the VBA and delivering it up as a service, basically at a one click. So you download this onto your device, you'll be going out in the field. At the moment it has to have a network connectivity. But if you're out in the field, you can browse within a certain radius, which is definable up to 500 meters, is it, Johan?
Yeah, could go more, but
yeah,
we'll restrict.
Yeah, so at the moment there's a sort of a scale at which you can pick your search area. And then when you click browse, it should return the actual VBA records that have been recorded around your location. And
so it's not for us. It could be because we don't have much record around us.
Yeah, we are in the middle of the city. So
it could also be for other reason. Anyway, let's move on to the user testing part.
Okay. We'll go on to the user testing. So we want you to test this that we couldn't get to work here. We'll have a look in a minute and just see what was the issue around the scan. But it's a one-button tool, so anyone should be able to use it. As we say, we're going to share the links of how to get to these tools that will be at the bottom of this YouTube video, and I'll also send out emails to people. So the tool, which is kind of what you can see there, is what it should show. And the very exciting thing about this tool, and something that people have been asking for us for ages for, is to include photos into VBA. The wonderful skills of Johan and our wonderful partners at the museum and the herbarium are sharing feature services now with us for photos, so we can actually show images of the species. So particularly from the herbarium, they haven't got all the species done yet. I think they're up to P, but they're working on that. So when you do this scan and see what species are around you, you'll also get an image, and you'll be able to flick through the images that are available from the herbarium or the museum. If there's none from the two Victorian institutions, then it'll also go and have a look at the Atlas of Living Australia, where there's bound to be some images there as well. So it's kind of much more user-friendly. It's designed to enable all sorts of different people to have a look and interact with us. And ideally, what we want to do is look at how we sort of integrate this, as I say, into a general observation tool, so that you can see what's around you, see that if you're looking at something and it's not on the list as well, it's going to be a little prompt for you to actually take a photo or give some further information as to why you think it was that species particularly that you recorded, rather than one that you know has been previously recorded in that area. And obviously that could be that we just don't have all the records in the VBA yet, but hopefully with these tools we'll be getting a lot more.
All right, so it looked like the streaming is blocking my GPS to work on, but we should get it to work for
live development
a quick, quick demonstration.
Shall I carry on about the questionnaire while you load that? Or?
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah. Cool. We might get something working here. So we will be sending out a questionnaire. It's very short, a few snappy questions, just kind of giving you your feel of how the VBA scan is kind of working, and how useful it is, the design, the look, the feel, kind of the functions you might want. So we've put in some filters around flora and fauna, And as I said, there's a filter on sort of scale. So if you're in a smallish park and you want to just look at exactly where you are, you can reduce the radius, or really extend that if you're in an area where there's not much being recorded around you. So there's a few features already within this that we'd like your feedback on, and then we'd also like to get some information generally around, would you actually use this, and would you pass it on and share it with other people?
All right.
Are we going to try again for a demo?
Yeah.
Oh, it's exciting. It's like live TV, isn't it? Yeah. Like a puppet in the background or something.
So it works on my phone. Okay.
Okay.
I guess.
Can you connect?
Yeah, I'm gonna bring back the camera. All right. And of course, it's all upside down because of the camera. But basically, here in the CBD, we don't have much species, but they will show you what's available around us. So, like for example, we've got flying foxes available here, and you can actually browse the data and the picture that are provided from the museum Victoria services and get a bunch of information about biology or habitat and distribution. And you can also see people's observations. So if you made some observation around your location, you will be able to see your name and the date and the distance between you and that actual observation, and all the pictures and details that we have available on the species. Here we don't have much species available in the CBD, but you can filter by flora, fauna, distance, scientific name, or common name, and we'll ask you how useful those filters are in the questionnaire.
Yeah.
And yeah, this.
It also gives you the records, so the observations that are actually in the VBA are also stored underneath the description. So you get the image, the description, and then you actually can see the individual observations that are in.
Yeah, absolutely. But I think time's up for demonstration. This is great. It's the first time we've done that. We should do it every day.
I think we should.
Basically, if you look out in the description of that video, you will be able to see a link of the application. So it might not be super useful to use it on your desktop, but it might work as well. You can also send the link to your device and start using it on the field.
Yep.
And then you have also a second link with the questionnaire. And if you want to help us improve those tools, you can leave us some feedbacks. And that will be very helpful for us for the future. What else did we forget to mention?
So are there any comments from people? Can we see any feed, see if there's anyone asking some questions?
Whoa, Darren, the scan is working fine. That's great. So yeah, it's just the live demonstration that didn't work for us. But if it works for you with the link, that's actually great. Yes, I can hear you. That's cool as well. Hello, VBA. Hi, Robin. Hi, Catherine. Maybe we can finish up with what the future is going to look like.
Oh, the future of VBA. So we have Johan until the end of June this year. We're looking at securing where we put the main desktop version of the VBA as well as the mobile scan. So there's going to be a little bit of change. We're also doing some other change on the main desktop. We're trying to show, we're calling it incremental reporting. So as soon as you record something, we'll be showing that within the VBA. So it will be unverified data to enable people to quickly see how their observations are being added to the main database, if there's kind of gap filling, etc.
Oh, we've got a question from Lucas.
Ooh.
So are we only testing the scan function today? So I think today that's what we wanted to focus on. But I dropped the link for the actual VBA mobile, so you can log in with your VBA account and potentially use it. So we've done a round of testing already in-house in Melbourne. So that's why you probably didn't have the chance to be part of that exercise. But basically, we've got the feedback from people, and so in the meantime of making that application production ready, we focus on the scan functionality because that was very missing from the feedback that we had, and it was also a good exercise for us. It's a smaller project to work on and to develop, and then we can reuse most of the piece to develop the VBA mobile and the data entry function. So I hope that answers your question.
So it's around taking that look and feel of the scan functions and how we incorporate them into that general observation recording. So I'm still keen to push your hand that we have the general observation as the sort of data recording mobile tool as our minimal viable product at the end of June. So we'll work towards that. Nodding, good. I'm recorded now. So that's kind of our main plan. And yeah, we'll be probably coming back to a few of you just in terms of the feedback that we get from this session, looking at the sort of functionality and the look and feel and usability, and just if it's kind of in the right direction of how you might actually engage and use this and find it useful, and then how we incorporate those comments into the general observation recording tool. So that's kind of the plan. Got another question. Oh, yep. Thank you, Lucas.
I think I can just drop the link as well. So if you go VBA mobile.
Yeah, I'm currently typing in the link to the actual VBA mobile. So with the VBA mobile, you do have to be registered with the Victorian Biodiversity Atlas. So you have to go onto the desktop if you haven't already got an account. But once you've got an account, then you can start recording. And as I say, it will collate your observations in the one device on your phone. So you can actually go through and very quickly see if there's errors or things that are not quite right in there as well, which is really important for us, is to make sure we've got really good quality data. I think that's kind of it for us. The
timing was good. We set up 30 minutes, we're 23 minutes in, and we got 13 viewers now.
13 viewers, woo! If there's any other questions, you can put them up in the live chat, but we'll probably let you go and have a play with the tools. I'm around as well on VBA Help if you need any other comments, and I'll be back at my desk by about 4. So yeah, just have a look and a play. Please share the links as well to friends and colleagues that you think might be interested, and even people that might not have even thought about recording biodiversity things before, and just see if they would actually use the VBA scanner and use the work that we're working on, basically.
Yeah, I think the goal of the VBA scan tool was actually to engage with the community and to get people to try to trick them into collecting biodiversity data.
Tricking, encouraging them. So there's all these things. We're kind of promoting the Biodiversity Plan 2037. So one of the 2 main goals is around connecting people with nature. So the VBA scan really, we hope, kind of helps complete some of that. And then, getting people to worry about their local biodiversity and actually help contribute and fill in our very large knowledge gaps around where some of the biodiversity is in Victoria. So that's where the sort of general observation tool comes in. So it's part of the kind of broader aims and objectives of the biodiversity plan that we're trying to help facilitate here as well. So thank you everyone for tuning in. Thank you, Johan. Thank you. And yeah, carry on live chatting if you want to.
I'm gonna make a spelling mistake. It's not worth it.